Hey guys, welcome back to the EA Sports FC 25 Chesterfield Career Mode. Today, another 7 episode for you guys. Like I mentioned, trying to trim it down to 10 to 11 minutes. Got to make sure that, the first few seasons are going to go as quick as possible. But by the way, we only have 677,000 pounds left. And I realized that when you sign a player or when you give what would you call it, a scholarship to a youth player, it will cost about 150K, I believe. So in terms of how we're gonna approach young players, we gotta make sure that we pick out the best bunch out there. I know a lot of you do it differently, but for me, I have a pretty strict criteria in terms of recruiting the right youth players. Sometimes when you see a few players where the potential is ranging from 80 to 94, the first report that you see, and then with the relatively high overall rating, you just know that he might be the one for you. So for example, Hans Magnussen, our central defensive midfielder, 17 years old. He has potential to be special. I remember he has a very high potential, high overall rating, so I thought he might be a good play for us. And guess what? He is, and turns out he might go under, the radar at the moment. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but when he does, he is, one of the best players out there, in this team right there. And speaking of the first game here, so we got Swindon Town. It was a very fluke type of goals that we have. I mean, the goalkeeper, I'm not quite sure what he was doing, trying to claim the ball, couldn't in between, whether he should claim it or not. And Jake Young, our striker, has converted that one to 1-0. And later on, whatever happened, Draper, another great player right there. Left winger, exciting prospect. Very, very excited to have him into the team. And he can slot directly as a left winger at the moment. I was thinking about putting him as a right winger, but Nerochenko, right now, our Ukrainian signed from free agency, has been fantastic. I'm just going to keep him out there. We got to make sure we either win the entire division or just kind of ended up in top 3. But a 2-0, a very clean win for the victory there for the first game, and one game down, 6 to go. And right now, second game here, we got Chesterfield, I think so. It's a great ball here. Here comes Fleck to Young, and I thought we score right there. 5 minutes in, we are off to a very good start. Again, we try to establish ourselves very early on in every game, making sure we score very early, go within 5, 10, or even 15 minutes, so we don't have to run to games where, we're just gonna panic, right? So 34 minutes in, we got 2 very good chances. We unfortunately couldn't score any of them. Here comes Nerochenko, driven down the right side, puts a great ball through to Jake Young, and he is a man on fire at the moment. Nobody can stop him, and that was a great one by Nerochenko, and great finish as well. 48 minutes in, poor defending by Dundee. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Our left-sided central midfielder could be on Marte, actually. Misjudged the ball, but thank God it was a poor miss or a good save. Couldn't quite catch that. But later on, Nerochenko into the box, good finish. I mean, nobody can stop this guy. Either him and Jake Young. When he is in the starting lineup, you just know both players are going to deliver. Left, right, and center. Another back-to-back 2-0 win. Both of them are clean sheets, and you just gotta love it. Third game in a row right here. We got whatever this team is, something Town. I'm still trying to learn some of the teams. Bromley, actually. Crap, I forgot about that. So Bromley, the only one player that I know was actually Carl Jenkinson. If you all know, I'm a huge Arsenal fan, so I do keep track on former Arsenal players, and I believe Jenkinson was on loan to Bromley. I don't think he's no longer in the club right now. Here comes Jacobs. What a finish right there. What a cross by Jacobs. And Papo, the Canadian striker, has made it 1-0. Initially, I thought he was on loan, but turns out he has a permanent contract. Well, not permanent contract, but he does have a contract with Chesterfield. And later on, here comes Magnussen. What a goal. Toe poked it to top left corner, or the far left corner, to make it 2-0. I mean, quick. It was a very quick finish with his left foot, I believe. So 76 minutes in, here comes another attack. Here comes Will Craig. hits that one in. Poor goalkeeping, to be honest. Of all the places, he decided to push the ball right back at Real Greg. 33-year-old veteran. So it's nice to see him to get in some game time. Another 3-0 victory. Back-to-back clean sheets. Actually, no. Back-to-back clean sheets. And potentially, we're going to stretch it out to 4 clean sheets in a row. And this time we got Not County, right? Not County. And 15 minutes in, it was a good initial header. But then the follow-up tap in, it's a very good finish as well. We couldn't complain. Our 3-game, clean sheet is pretty much gone. And later on, here comes Buckets, the Australian. What a finish that is. Belts that one to top right corner. We barely got anything done for the entire game. Struggled to score, struggled to create chances, but right at the death pretty much. So with 2 more minutes to go, the Australian has made it 1-1 to salvage a point towards the end there. And right now we are looking at another Youth Academy report from Sweden, Noah Lundstrom. I think this could be a very good player. Being able to play as a central defensive midfielder, left back, right back, and even center back. I think he could be something else for us. But 5'11", not quite sure if, he qualified as my type of defender without hitting at least 6 foot or 6'1". I would love to have a tall, giant center back, but we'll figure out because we signed him to a professional contract. And later on, we got Bart as well, Cas Bart, the goalkeeper. I have been looking to sign or have been wanting to call up a goalkeeper, but Cas Bart seems to be a very good player, but Noah Lundstrom, 66 rated. Oh my lord. I think this is the fun bits of it, where you're able to use academy players, but a little bit of downside on that. It's Cas Bart, despite having high potential, high overall rating, his potential tag only showing great potential. What does that entail? Probably 80 to 83 rated by the time he reached that potential. Same as Lundstrom, he looks like a very good player, but at the moment he's a central defensive midfielder. My plan for him is that he is going to be primarily employed as a left back. Why not? I mean, he's left-footed, not very fast, 56 pace, but something that he can develop over the years. But it takes him 73 weeks to develop as a full left back. He is kind of like Mount Lewis Skelly, but definitely a little bit slower. I kind of envision him as a Granit Xhaka with that type of agility, that attributes. But into the game, Bart and also Lundstrom are going straight into the starting 11. Why the hell not? And right now, first round of the FA Cup. It's not. I'm not used to this. Where you're playing your first round of FA Cup in November. In reality, it usually happens in January, but we all know lower tiers team tend to play a little bit earlier. And again, facing against Wimbledon, I think they might be. Could be the same division, I believe so, but currently right now we're doing our best to keep a clean sheet again. But Bart pulls out a very decent save. And by the way, he's going to go straight into the starting 11. And later on, after the ball he saved turns into a goal from a corner. Nothing you could do. It's a very good finish right there by the defender. And later on, we still have a chance here. Draper to Lundstrom. Look at him go. Wow. What a dream debut for him. Stormy on the left side. It looks like he has a very high stamina. The fact that he was able to burst right down the middle to make sure our team get a comfortable scoreline. But thank God we did, because what a goal that was for that player. But in the end, we're through to round 2 of the FA Cup. 3-2 win. It's a great win. Great debuts for both players. And right now we receive an offer for Ash Palmer. I believe he only featured 1 game so far, and we also received another offer coming in from Michael Jacobs, the former number 10. I think what EA usually do is that once you have a very good player comes into the squad, and based on the algorithm, if they believe that the newly signed player is better than the current number 10, they would just immediately remove his number. So that's exactly what happened. Jacobs, it's pretty much going to go. I think his rating dropped by 2 since I joined the club. Initially, it was a very good save right there, but Draper, it's down on the floor. Doesn't look very good. It looks like he could be injured. But right now, I'm just worried about the timeline of it, because on my slider, I certainly did change it up a little bit. For frequency, I made it 70, but severity, toned it down to 35 just to balance it out. And right there, it's another game where we just kind of struggled to score goals. In the first half, it was well over 45 minutes. The referee didn't blow the whistle, but Ola Beggy, I think that's how you pronounce his name, scored a crucial goal for us to make it 1-1. Back-to-back draw in the league. And unfortunately, Draper has pulled out the classic curse of the broken toe. It's going to be out for 3 months, so it sucks because I love using him. Scored plenty of goals for us already. But right now, it looks like we have to downplay a little bit with our defensive ability, so we just got to make sure we rotate the team a little bit more, making sure key players are not going to get injured. But Jake Young scored a very good goal right there. Combination, a 1-2 combination to make it 1-0. And right before halftime, it's well over 1 minute at a time, but that was a very good finish to the bottom left corner. Bart couldn't do anything about it. 1-1, but straight right after the second half, Lindstrom wins the ball back, and look at him go. He's gonna keep storming it in. He's gonna put in a good cross into the middle to Narachenko to make it 2-1. This guy is so good. Not fast, but he's good. He has defensive ability, making great tackles, turning tackles into a chance. That's exactly what we need. With 4 more minutes to go, he comes flagged to Narachenko. Not quite sure what kind of defending that was by Crew Alexandra, but we have won the game 3-1. Great finish to top left corner, and we have sealed out another win in the league despite dropping 4 points in total in our last 2 games in the league. We're still looking pretty healthy in terms of the top 3 position. 2 points clear ahead of Bradford City, and 8 points clear, right? Is it 8 points? 8 points clear ahead of Doncaster, and we're still sitting at the top of the league. And we still have BSM Trophy to compete, and also FA Cup. That is pretty much it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in a bit.